Your engine is running perfectly fine right now. You just filled up the gas, oil looks good, temperature is normal. Everything seems great. But somewhere inside your engine, there is a tiny part, costs less than $10. And if it fails tonight, your engine could be done by morning. I'm not exaggerating. This has happened to thousands of drivers across America, and most of them had no warning at all. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what this part is, how to check it right now, and how to replace it before it takes your engine down with it. The part I'm talking about is the PCV valve, positive crankcase ventilation valve. Small, simple, plastic, and almost every driver completely ignores it. Most people have never even heard of it. But here's the thing, your engine depends on this tiny valve every single second it's running. Let me explain how it works, because once you understand this, you'll never ignore it again. When your engine burns fuel, it creates pressure inside the crankcase. That's the lower part of your engine where the oil lives. Some combustion gases, called blow-by gases, slip past the piston rings and build up inside that crankcase. If that pressure has nowhere to go, it builds and builds. Seals start leaking, gaskets blow out, oil gets pushed out of places it should never leave. And eventually, your engine is toast. The PCV valve is the solution. It pulls those harmful gases out of the crankcase and routes them back into the intake manifold to be burned off cleanly. It's basically your engine's pressure relief valve. Without it working properly, your engine is a ticking time bomb. Now here's where it gets scary. A bad PCV valve doesn't always give you obvious warning signs. You might not get a check engine light. You might not hear a weird noise. Your car might feel completely normal until it doesn't. Until you're waking up to a massive oil leak, a blown head gasket, or an engine that won't start. But there are some signs if you know what to look for. Pay attention to these. First, increased oil consumption. If you're adding oil more often than usual and you can't find a visible leak underneath your car, a bad PCV valve could be the reason. The built-up pressure is forcing oil out through seals you can't easily see. Second, rough idle. When the PCV valve gets clogged or stuck, it messes with your engine's air-fuel mixture. Your car might shake or stumble at a red light. Most people blame spark plugs or fuel injectors, never thinking it could be this $10 valve. Third, a whistling or hissing sound from under the hood. A stuck or cracked PCV valve can cause a vacuum leak, and that creates a hissing noise that's easy to miss unless you know to listen for it. Fourth, white or gray smoke from the exhaust. If oil is getting burned because of excess crankcase pressure, you'll see it coming out the tailpipe. And fifth, and this one is often overlooked, sludge buildup inside your engine. Pull your oil cap off and look inside. If you see thick, dark, gooey buildup instead of clean oil, that's a sign your PCV system isn't doing its job. And engine sludge is one of the fastest ways to kill a motor. Now let's talk about how to check your PCV valve, because you can do this yourself in about 5 minutes. Pop your hood and look for a small rubber hose connected to a small valve, usually on the valve cover. That's the top part of your engine. On most vehicles, it's pretty easy to spot. The hose goes from the valve cover to the intake manifold or air intake tube. The valve itself is usually just pushed in or screwed in. Once you find it, pull the valve out. Give it a shake. Literally just shake it next to your ear. If it rattles, good. That means the little check ball inside is moving freely. If it doesn't rattle, or if it rattles weakly, that valve is likely clogged or stuck and needs to be replaced. You can also do a quick vacuum test. With the engine running at idle, put your thumb over the end of the valve. You should feel suction. If you don't feel any suction, or if it's very weak, that's another red flag. Also look at the hose itself. Check for cracks, oil buildup inside the hose, or soft spots where the rubber has gone bad. A bad hose is just as problematic as a bad valve, and the hose usually comes as a kit with the valve anyway. Now replacing it. Here's the best part. This is one of the easiest and cheapest fixes in all of automotive maintenance. Look up your specific year, make, and model on any auto parts website or at your local parts store. The PCV valve for most common vehicles, Toyotas, Hondas, Chevys, Fords, costs somewhere between $5 and $15. Some performance vehicles or European brands might cost a little more, but still, we're talking well under $50 in almost every case. To replace it, simply pull out the old valve, disconnect the hose, push in or screw in the new one, reconnect the hose, and you're done. That's it. No tools required in most cases. 5 minutes of your time. That's the fix. Now, manufacturers typically recommend replacing the PCV valve every 30,000 to 60,000 miles. But honestly, most people never do it. If you've never replaced yours and your car has over 50,000 miles on it, just replace it now. Don't even bother testing it. At $10, it's not worth the risk. And here's something most mechanics won't tell you. When you replace the PCV valve, go ahead and replace the entire hose too. Over time, the hose gets oil-soaked from the inside, the rubber hardens and cracks, and it starts to develop small vacuum leaks that are nearly impossible to see. A new valve in an old cracked hose is like putting a new faucet on a leaking pipe. Just replace both at the same time. Usually the hose kit is only a few extra dollars. While you're at it, clean the oil fill cap and check the rubber seal around it. That seal can dry out and crack over time, and it's part of the same ventilation system. A 5-second inspection now can save you a headache later. One more thing before we wrap up. Some modern engines, particularly on newer BMW, Audi, and Volkswagen models, have more complex PCV systems built into the valve cover itself. They're not a simple plug-in valve. They're an integrated housing, and they can cost more to replace. But the same principle applies. If your car is over 5 years old and you've never had the PCV system looked at, get it inspected. The labor is minimal and the parts are affordable. And it's 1,000 times cheaper than a blown engine. A lot of car problems are expensive and complicated. This one is not. This is one of those rare cases where a tiny, cheap, easy fix can genuinely prevent catastrophic engine failure. And now you know about it, which puts you way ahead of most drivers on the road. If this video helped you out, hit that like button. It seriously helps this channel reach more car owners who need to hear this. And if you want to keep your car running strong for years to come, subscribe to Auto Secrets Lab. We cover the stuff your mechanic never tells you, but you absolutely need to know. Drop a comment below and tell me, have you ever replaced your PCV valve? Or is this the first time you're hearing about it? I read every single comment. Coming up next, we're covering another part that most drivers replace way too late, and it's silently destroying one of the most expensive components on your car. You do not want to miss that one.